Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at Sea of Legends, Vengeance of the Empires, which is brought to you by Guildhall Studios. It's for 1 to 5 players, ages 14 and up, and games generally run about 40 to 160 minutes. In the base game of Sea of Legends, you'll experience a narrative-driven, open-world tabletop game where you and your friends will compete to become the most legendary pirate on the open seas. You'll raid ports, bury treasure, fall in love, and defeat your nemesis as you pursue multiple paths to victory and forge your own legendary tale. Now, the new expansion, Vengeance of the Empires, takes place during a time when the wars of the European empires have erupted in the Caribbean, and the Sun King Louis XIV has unleashed France's mightiest secret weapon, the Tarrasque, to ensure French's supremacy. In addition to the French, the new expansion will also include the Dutchman's haunting ghost pirates, a savage Spanish general, and a fearsome creature that lurks deep beneath the waves. Keep an eye out for objective cards, which are new for this revision and act as an easy way to understand flowcharts to guide players through each faction's turn. So let's jump in and take a brief look at what's new in this expansion. So, first and foremost, if you want more information about how the base game plays, definitely go take a look at my original preview that I did, or any number of all the amazing videos out there showing exactly how the game works. This preview, though, is going to solely focus on what's new in this expansion, showing you some of the highlights and so forth. And starting with the app, I mean, they've made some big improvements here, so let's jump in and take a look at what to expect in the app as you move forward in this game. So to draw players into the story, you will have the opportunity to start your story before your first turn. And you know what? I love story-driven games, so this definitely makes me excited, along with the fact that they now have improved the story interaction between players. So as you adventure through the game, your paths will cross the other players in new and exciting ways. And when gaining a secondary lever, and when you become allied with a faction, all of this is now more consistent, streamlining the gameplay from the previous version. Also, they've added a captain's log. I'm pretty excited about this feature. This will allow you to see and keep better track of what stories and rewards you've gotten on previous turns. And an overhaul of the look and feel of the app, so there's a new visual interface for selecting which quest line you are doing. Again, giving a more streamlined and straightforward selection process. So, they've done a bunch of work on the app, making it a more enjoyable gaming experience, and even streamlining the rulebook. Some really nice improvements here. And of course, you have some new captains to choose from. There's 4 of them, my favorite of which is Captain Graciana. I love the fact that her legendary fame aids her through the course of the game, giving her the ability to get extra coin and crew, and it has that vibe of, hey, don't you know who I am? I really like that aspect of that character. Playing that in the game, really, really fun. But all the captains are different and unique, adding new flavor and new playability to the game. And of course, there are new factions. The one I got the closest look of is the French. I have pretty much everything here. They give you this nice one sheet showing you exactly how they work and how they function, all the new cards that come with it. I've got the musketeers, the miniatures, and of course the Tarrasque. This building is amazing with the tentacle. Even in prototype form, this looks fantastic. So let me give you some of the highlights, the bullet points that they gave me for the French. So the French have their musketeers, which seek to capture ports for the French Empire. Now, the mighty Tarrasque arrives when the first French flag is placed on the board. The Tarrasque is a mobile port region that replaces the region it occupies with 4 port types. Now, the more ports the French control, the greater Tarrasque's strength. So initially, the Tarrasque is a neutral to everyone. Once the French Empire controls 6 ports, the Tarrasque becomes more hostile and seeks to capture the ports of the Tortuga. Win condition for this faction is when the Tarrasque successfully captures Tortuga, the French Empire wins the game. And then we have the Cursed Souls. Now, you have the Flying Dutchman. Now, this is the only other miniature they sent me to have a look at. I have to say that it is super cool. The presence out on the board, just a lot of fun to be had with this ship in general. But the Flying Dutchman spawns ghosts that try to haunt towns. And when you defeat one of these ghosts, you get a special crew allowing you to attack the Dutchman head on. But the real fun is in moving the Dutchman, since it can move to any water space, laying devastation wherever you, the players, choose to move it. Also, there is some interesting strategy on when and where you best move the Flying Dutchman. But if too many sailors overrun too many ports, then the cursed souls will win the game. And then we have the Writhing Maw, which are obsessed with the almighty Kraken. Now, this could potentially be my favorite aspect of this new expansion, but they do revere its power of the Kraken. They revel in the destruction left in its wake. The Maw is a giant kraken. Its gameplay was inspired from classic video game bosses that have patterns. So the boss pattern here is whenever the tentacle attacks, the head pops up to eat, giving you, the players, a chance to attack it before the head submerges again. After the kraken has caused enough destruction, the Writhing Maw will win the game. And finally, adding to the base game, you have the Spanish Armada's commander, which has finally arrived, bringing with her the full might of the Spanish Empire. Under her leadership, the Armada will plunder captured ports, extracting gold and jewels from the Caribbean. When the commander has seized enough wealth, she leads a treasure fleet and sets sail for Spain. If the commander escapes the Caribbean, the Spanish will win the game. So again, that's just a brief look at the different factions and how they work and the different content for this expansion. I'm really excited about a lot of the different directions they're going here. Streamlining the game, for one, is a big thing. Now, the other really nice thing that I mentioned earlier is the fact that they have these flowchart, these cards, these player aids that really help you and guide you through the gameplay experience, especially if you're a new player. That helps a lot. You also have Calm Seas cards that you're going to be adding in that basically do nothing, but you can choose how many of these you want to put into your deck at 1, 2, or 3. Again, lots of new ways to play this game with these factions and what you're doing across the different stories, and the fact that you have crossing stories now. Really excited about that. Alright folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview, and everything you've seen here for this new expansion is in prototype form. So keep a close eye on the campaign for any changes that still may occur. Now, with that said, I am a huge fan of big, story-driven, epic, sprawling type games, and this game definitely provides that feel. I can't wait to play with some of these new factions, the Flying Dutchman, the Kraken, all those different things adding so much flavor and fun to the theme of this game, and I'm all about theme. But folks, ultimately, if this looks like something of interest to you, I'm sure they'd appreciate your support. So I think that's it for me, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.